I know I didn't just see a 7'3" guy give me a hezzy. I know I didn't just see a 7'3" guy come off a pick and roll as the ball handler and pull up like he was Dame or Steph. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Before we get into it, please leave a like and subscribe. It'll really help me grow the channel. But yeah, let's get into it. Last night, we got a classic game. We got a classic game between the potential number one and number two. Actually, not potential. Most likely the number one and number two players going into the NBA draft next year. We got to see Victor Wembanyama and Scoot Henderson in a duel, in a battle for the number one spot. It was fun. I mean, when you go into these games with the two top prospects, most of the time I feel like you're not getting a game like this. This is a classic, like I said. We saw these guys go at it till the end, and I was more than impressed from what I saw. I mean, G League pulled out the win at 122 to 115. I mean, if we look at Victor's stats, he had 37 points, 5 blocks, 4 rebounds, a steal. He shot efficiently at 11 for 20 from the field. And this guy shot 7 for 11 from 3. It's getting ridiculous. And then with Scoot Henderson, he had a great game as well. He had 28 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, shot efficiently at 11 for 21, and shot 2 for 3 from three-pointer. But yeah, this game, we saw exchanges, we saw the competitive... What is on my face? But yeah, from this game, we saw exchanges, we saw the competitive spirit, the competitive edge come out of these players, and I got more than just evaluating talent, because I was going into this game just wanting to see them live, because I think for most of the viewers of this game, especially in America, this was the first time we were going to see Victor Wembanyama live. Like, I've seen the highlights. Seeing him live, it was so impressive. Like, it was exciting just to watch him play. Like, he's an exciting player to watch. And also Scoot. Like, I saw the highlights. I didn't watch, if any G League games last year, but this is the first time I saw him live. And these guys did not hold back. They did not leave anything on the table for us. They showed their whole skill set. They showed their whole bag. They showed why they should be the top 2 picks going into the draft next year. I mean, with Victor, you cannot leave this guy open. When is the last time you could say that about someone who's 7'3"? He had 7 threes last night. You have to put a hand in his face. And at that point, I don't know how much a contest is really affecting his shot, because he's 7'3" with an 8-foot wingspan. He was hitting these contested shots with ease. I think one of the more impressive shots that I saw from him last night was in a transition fast break, where one of his teammates handed it off to him, and he came off the handoff like he was Clay or JJ Redick and hit that 3. His shot looks really smooth. And then one of the exchanges that was really fun to watch was when, like I said earlier, Victor came off that pick and roll, hit that 3. The next play, Scoot got Victor on a pick, got him on a switch, hit him with the behind the back, step back 3, hit him. No, it's exciting. If we go to Scoot, like, you can see there's no fear. I mean, you can see his energy, his attitude. It's Westbrook-esque. Like, he was attacking Victor. Victor did block him a couple times, but it was cool to see Scoot go at him. He had some layups on him. He was able to get some shots off him. I mean, Scoot just, you can see the comparisons with, like, my boy was telling me, John Wall, and I do agree. You see the two-way ability. You see that defensive ability. I mean, he was able to get some deflection, get his hands on balls. He got a steal, went up for the dunk, and you saw him get his tongue out. I mean, the attitude's there. They were saying on the broadcast that his parents have a court at their house, and when he's hooping by himself, he's screaming, he's yelling by himself. That is psycho behavior. But hey, we love it here. We love the energy. I mean, you can just tell from both of these guys, they just love the game, especially with Victor. I mean, you don't see that a lot from a 7'3" guy. Like, at 7'3", if you had some type of skill, you can go into the NBA easy, get a bag, get your million, get out. But with Victor, you can tell he really loves the game. I mean, with the skill set he has, you have to love the game because you have to work on your game. He's doing stuff that some 6-footers can't do. And, like, what was impressive to me was when they were down by 20 at halftime. Like, I want to compare this to, like, Chet Holmgren. I'm not trying to throw any hate or any shade on him, but last year when he was playing against Paolo, I was expecting that Chet would try to be a little selfish, show us his game, hunt for shots, because you're supposed to be the potential number 1 pick. We want to see you be aggressive, and it's okay for you to force shots. We see all great players force shots. I didn't see that from Chet before, but with Victor, I saw that last night. They were down by 20, And at this point, I thought that G League Ignite was just going to run away with this game. But no, I was wrong. Med 92, they came back, and it was led by Victor Wembanyama. He started looking for his shots. He had a couple threes. He started to be more aggressive, and he wasn't even taking bad shots. He was taking good looks, good shots, and he led his team back. And then, I mean, if we look at the game overall, I would say Scoot, although Victor did show us his shots, he showed his ability in the first half, that was Scoot's half. He was playing really well. And then it was Victor's half in the second half. But yeah, going back to Scoot, what impressed me was, yeah, he had 28 points, but the 9 assists. He wasn't being selfish out there. If we know from the G League teams in general, it's like a space where it's not a lot of good basketball being played. It's a lot of players just hunting their shots, just trying to get their own and show out. And Scoot, he could have definitely came into this game with that mentality, trying to prove he's number one, just trying to take all the shots, just gunsling. But no, he didn't. He shot efficiently, like I said, 11 for 21, and had 9 assists. And that's great as a point guard. He was looking for his teammates. He had awareness of where he was at on the floor, especially when he was driving. He knew where Victor was at. He was hitting John Jenkins, who had a couple threes. Actually, not a couple. He had a bunch of threes. He played really well. Yeah, John Jenkins shot the ball well. And he just knows where his shooter's at, looking for his shooters. And I think this G League Ignite team is really well structured around Scoot. Last year, Scoot was 17, still a young player, although he did show us a skill set. But he was surrounded with players like Dyson Daniels, Jaden Hardy, guys who need the ball in their hands too as well. And those guys were like Jaden Hardy especially was gunslinging, great scorer, but he was gunslinging. But now this team is more catered around Scoot, surrounded by Scoot, surrounded with shooters. And you know, this team can maybe win some games this year, be a good team, instead of, obviously it's a platform to put top prospects in the G League, but also just this is a team that can win this year. And you know, like I said, I was very impressed with Scoot. I mean, I wanted to see him go at Victor and see him dunk on him, and he did. I was excited to see it. Like, although he got blocked, I mean, Victor's 7'3", but I just wanted to see if he was gonna try to yam it on him, and that was very exciting to see him do that. And also with Scoot, just like I said, the 3-point, still work in progress. It's at a spot where I don't really trust it yet, but the mid-range looked really well. He did really well in the in-between game, mixing up, hitting the layup or stopping on a dime, being in the paint area, hitting that mid-range. He had a hezzy pull. Yeah, especially in that mid-range, it's a very underrated shot. Getting to block, pulling up, or just in that paint area, like I said. But yeah, I was impressed with that. But yeah, if we go back to Victor, like I said, it's ridiculous. I mean, the 5 blocks, I would say he needs to get stronger. I think that's pretty obvious. He's still skinny. He's still 18, still growing into this 7'3" body. But yeah, I mean, he only had 4 rebounds, which was very shocking. I mean, I thought, looking at the stats, he would have had more. But yeah, just being stronger, he had the ball ripped away from him. I don't want to say I'm jumping the gun or just recency bias from just watching that one game, but I mean, he can be a generational talent. I mean, he is a generational talent. That's why he's considered number 1. I mean, the skill set's there, the shooting ability, the defense, and just the love for his game. Like I said earlier, you don't see that from 7-foot guys. He really loves the game. He really works on his game, and it shows that he wants to get better, that he's gonna get better, that he has a lot of potential, that he can fulfill that potential. At this point, every team should tank for these two, especially Victor. I mean, he's clear-cut number 1. There's nothing that Scoot can do. I mean, Scoot's great. He can be a great player, but it's just the potential. The ceiling for Victor is so high. He can be an all-time great. Like I said, I feel like I'm not jumping the gun. Let me know if I am, if you guys see something else. But just the skill set, how fluid he plays, the jump shot, the handle, just that rim protection. It's all there. You can build around Victor. I mean, like we said, we saw the face-up game. He can move off the ball and hit a 3. It's not just spot ups. You know, I was very impressed. Like I said, when we go into these games, this is an exhibition game. This game does not count toward their team's records. It does not count in that overall success of a team. It was really just a game to showcase Victor and Scoot on ESPN. But these two were going at it like it was a championship game. And the best thing about it is that they play again on Thursday. Oh my gosh, we were in for it. I mean, my dad, I was watching it with him. Usually he does not just sit down and lock in on a whole game, on a whole 48 minutes. He even told me like that was the first time that I really sat down and watched 48 minutes of basketball. Like that's how fun it was. I mean, seeing Victor and Scoot go at each other. I mean, these guys, they played with the chip, even though that they're gonna be clear cut, especially Victor. He's gonna be clear cut number one. He played with that chip on his shoulder, still trying to win. You saw the attitude, you saw the emotion, and then with Scoot, he has that attitude already. He has that emotion. He was showing out to as well, and the potential is crazy for both of them. The Spurs, OKC, who else? Houston, all those teams who are probably gonna get a lottery pick next year. Better get ready because they pick either one. It's gonna be great for both of those teams. I'm excited to see how they progress during the season. I'm excited to see them next year too as well. But yeah, that's all I have for this video. If you enjoyed, like I said earlier, please leave a like, subscribe. It really helped me grow the channel. Until next time, peace.